Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey yo, what's up everybody, and welcome to a very special Fireside Chat edition of episode 99 of the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. That was a lot of words. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you would see why we said this is a special Fireside Chat edition of the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. We've been saying for a while that we wanted to, when the weather was right, to pull out the old fire pit, do an outside podcast. We've done an outside podcast one other time before. That was because we lost power. But this time we wanted to be outside from the start. It's a beautiful night here in Memphis, probably a hair under 70 degrees.
I think my car said it was like 72.
Was it really?
I think.
Call it 70. So we're out here just outside the Poolhouse Recording Studios.
Siri, what's the temperature?
Yes, Siri.
It's 73 degrees right now.
There you have it. Straight from Siri's mouth to your ears.
She never lies. So if you're listening on audio, hopefully nothing's different. If you hear crickets and stuff, just think of it as nice ambiance. And it's episode 99.
And that way, 99. If you tell a joke that falls flat, we already got the sound effect built crickets,
in. Which is pretty much every joke that I tell.
Speaking of jokes, I heard a good one the other day.
What was that one, Sean?
What does a Roman use to cut pizza?
What does a Roman use? Hey, Nico! No? Okay. I don't know, Sean. What does he use?
His Little Caesars.
Hopefully you can hear the crickets. That was a good one. So yeah, this is episode 99. That's a big deal because that means the next episode is episode
100.
100, the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. Again, if you don't know already, episode 100 is all about you, and we will be live streaming it on YouTube Sunday, November 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're not going to tape delay it like
4 p.m.
Hawaii.
No, that'd be 3. In case we have any viewers in Hawaii.
4 p.m. Ocean time.
Basically.
If that's
Alaska,
thing.
probably.
Yes. Alaska. What are they? I don't know. They can see Russia. Episode 100 is coming. If you haven't seen the hype video, go check it out. We got a tweet from our buddy Kevin Denman on Twitter who said he's watched it like 5 or 6 times now just because the editing was so funny. Thank you. The best part is when Mario falls over, so look for that if you haven't watched already. But episode 100 is all about you guys. Essentially, we want you guys to tell us what you want us to talk about. We're going to do the normal thing we do every week here, whereas we're going to go through the news, talk about what we've been playing, all that fun stuff. But then we're going to have a whole section dedicated to you, the fans, the audience. So if you haven't done so already, tweet us, DM us, comment, email, twoplayercoopgaming@gmail.com if you want to do that. Anything that you want us to talk about, and it doesn't have to be video game related. We did get one wrestling topic, which I'm very excited to tackle.
All right.
So let us know what you want us to talk about. Episode 100 is going to be a lot of fun. We'll probably go for about a couple hours on Sunday night, and then it'll be up in the normal fashion that it always is.
It definitely won't go 4 hours.
It will not go 4 hours because we have to work the next day.
Well,
hopefully it won't go 3. We also said that with episode 75, and it went 3 hours, 3.5. It went a long time.
You also said that during the filming of 50. You're like, well, we've been recording for about an hour and a half so far, and it was like 3.5.
I was off by 2 hours, I think. The recipe will do that to you. We need to break out the recipe again at some point.
Yes, it's about that time of year.
It is. So what else? Well, yeah, and also, remember, we're on a quest to hit 500 subs before we get to episode 100.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, 1 week.
493 now, I think.
Something like that. We need about 1 a day. So.
Yeah. So spread the word. If this is the first time you're seeing us, this is the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. This is a podcast we do every week where we get together, two brothers who like to drink coffee and water and talk about video games. We go through the news of the week, what we've been playing, and then we play everybody's favorite game, the Back the Box Challenge, to wrap up the podcast. If this is the first time you're seeing us, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, we're trying to get to 500, and share the video with your friends, family, acquaintances, and all the like. So, yeah. Let's get into it. So I had written down here that fantasy football is the devil because Deshaun Watson is my quarterback. But then, luckily, I started T.Y. Hilton today, and I'm going to win my game. I'm up by like 80 points on Terry right now. Sean, on the other hand, you got
Jared
Tom
freaking Goff put up like 50 on me. I was projected
and on
to
our
win,
Giants.
and now I'm going to lose by about 40. Blunt got me, I think, 3.
What happened to
Doug Martin got
Did he
me
get hurt?
0.
Did he get hurt?
Ed Dixon got me 0. Who?
Did he get hurt, Doug Martin?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I didn't really watch the game. I just assume he sucks. So he got me 0. Blunt got me 3. Dixon got me 0, who I had to put in the last minute because Ertz was out. Matt Bryant kicked like a 53-yard field goal in like the first few minutes and then got nothing but a couple extra points the rest of the game.
That was Ryan suck up for me, too.
And then I got what sucks is I'm depending on Hundley as a quarterback this week because Brady's on bye.
Yeah, you're done.
So I was already just saying, you know what, this week's kind of I have no shot. But the stupid projections were showing I was actually going to win, so I got my hopes up. But unless Hundley and Tate combine for like 60 tomorrow night, then I'm going to lose.
But the good thing is I'm beating Terry, so you'll both still be tied for 4th
That's
place.
true. I do need
So
you to beat Terry.
All you got to do is finish in 4th, make the playoffs, and then anything can happen.
Yeah.
You might even have Aaron Rodgers back then.
Well, yeah. We'll see.
I don't know that it's worth hanging on to him, but we'll see.
I haven't dropped him yet just because I can't. There's nobody out there that like...
There's no quarterbacks. That's why I had
but
to
even
start
Rodgers
Andy Dalton.
or somebody, even if there's like a good receiver or running back that I could pick up, I would drop Rodgers. But there's nobody that, I don't know, there's just nobody available. In a 12-team league, I almost feel like our rosters are too big or something. Like, how many bench spots do we have? 6, 7?
7.
It should be like 4 or 5. I feel like that would at least free up some people. I feel like there's just nobody available.
It would be nice to go to 6. Oh, my God, I'm going to die.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, God.
They're just embers. You're fine.
It's fine. It's fine until my flammable bug
Unless the
spray
bug
catches
spray
on fire.
catches fire. This could be a very entertaining podcast. It's quite windy out here, which we didn't plan on. But, I mean, this is probably the only time we're going to get to do this because we're not doing it for episode 100. Then Sean's going to be gone for a couple of weeks, and then it's going to be December and cold, and we're not going to do it when it's actually cold out. So
Right.
if we catch fire, there's a pool right there. Just try not to knock the lights down when you jump in.
Lest I electrocute myself.
Yes. The only other thing I want to talk about other than fantasy football, Sean, you've had it for a few days now. Sean got the iPhone X. I actually heard a commercial calling it the iPhone 10. Which
That's
the first
how
time
they
I've
call
heard
it. No,
they
call it the 10, which is stupid.
I get it's the 10th anniversary, but then they should have just gone the iPhone 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 instead of jumping from 1 to the 3G
To 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So what's
and the
next year
S's
gonna
with
be?
the S's in between.
It's
And they didn't
stupid.
do a 7S.
It should
they
just be
did
the
a
X,
5S and a
but-
6S and a 4S.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you used to it?
I'm pretty much used to it. Like I was telling you earlier, the only issue is it's beautiful. The screen is like crystal clear, and the OLED screen, like the blacks are really black. It just looks great.
Right.
But with the whole thing being screen, when I first take it out, I can't tell if I'm holding it right side up or not, and whatever. I've been having lots of fun sending the animojis, little
Of course.
poops and stuff. Just
Nick
me
is
as like
still,
a talking
or Noah,
poop.
whoever you send it to is just every time he'll pull up his iPad and be like,
Yeah, I sent that to Noah. And Casey keeps doing his, "Hi, I'm Uncle Poop." I guess that's an impression of me, but oh god, I like it, and it's the perfect size. I mean, it's a bigger screen
Yes.
than my last one, but it's a more normal sized phone.
It's got to feel a lot better going from the Plus to that.
It's a lot lighter. I mean, it's a lot smaller. Not a lot smaller, but it's smaller. But it's a lot lighter because I don't need to have the stupid battery pack case thing on it. I don't know. I like it. It's already kind of just like, all right, that was fun. Like I played with it for like an hour, and now it's like, okay, well now it's just my phone. But
that's why I'm just keeping my 6S.
A lot of things that were just annoying me about my last phone don't annoy me anymore with this one. So there's
How's the battery on it? I mean, I know the battery on your other phone was like nothing.
I'm still at like 40%, and I've been using it a decent amount today, and
you
haven't charged it since I woke up.
Okay, well,
and I think
that's good.
As the charm continues to wear off, and I'll stop just finding reasons to take it out and do something on it, it'll last even longer. So battery's fine, as all iPhones are for about a year, and then they but
They want
We'll
you to buy
see.
one every 2 years.
Yep.
Or even every year now. So then the batteries are going to start dying even quicker than they used to because you
Yep.
can't even just pay for one now.
Yep.
Here's what it is. Sean, anything else?
So I finished. I can't even talk about it, but I finished Stranger Things. We watched the last 4 episodes last night. I loved it. I haven't read too much online because I didn't want to, because I didn't want anything spoiled, and I haven't had
Right.
a chance to since I finished. So I'm curious to see like what the reviews are, what people think of it. I think it's better than the first season.
Really?
And I'm curious to see if that's the popular opinion or if most people say, it's good, but one was better. I think it was better. But it was really good. I liked it a lot. There's one episode towards the end, which you'll see when you get to it. It's almost like, not in the same way, but it's kind of similar. Remember I can't remember if it was season 3 or 4 of Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Fly.
Oh, yes.
It's an episode, not at all.
One of my
like,
top 5 favorite Breaking Bad episodes, I would say.
Really?
I loved it because it was just so weird and so self-contained.
Yeah. So it's not. I say
love
it's
that.
like that because it's almost like, what did this really do? It kind of
Right.
expands the story, but whatever episode it was, I think it may have been 7. Like 6 ends, and then 7 is like something totally different, and then 8 picks back up where it was just really weird. But I feel like it was.
Is it because they had one extra episode? They're like,
I mean,
can
that's
play
kind of
around
what
with
it seems like. I think it's necessary in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know that it didn't contribute a whole lot to this season. But I think it contributes more to the universe, the Stranger Things universe, I guess. So, I mean, all that being said, it was a cool episode, but it's just weird. It just kind of takes you out of, like, especially the way 6 ends. And then, yeah, it's just kind of weird. But overall, I loved it. It was really good. I can't wait for 3. Hopefully it's not. I don't know. When did 1 come out? Was it this time last year?
Yeah.
So it was only a year apart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, if they keep that up, I'm fine with it. I thought it was like a year and a half or so.
No, I don't think they're gonna pull. I don't think they're gonna pull a Game of Thrones. Yeah.
like a year and a half or 2 years in between.
Right.
But no, obviously I can't talk about it. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you're a fan of the season or of the series, I mean, I don't need to tell you. You already know you need to watch it. So watch it, and maybe once you've finished it, we'll get to talk about it a little more.
I started it
Oh, okay.
last night.
Just one episode?
One episode. I don't know what the heck Dad was talking about. That was not. He's like that was one of the best first episodes in a season for any show ever. I was like,
I mean, it was good, but I don't.
I thought it was like, I thought it was kind of pointless because it's like we know. I mean, how much spoilers can I get into? We know. Okay, we know a certain somebody's still alive.
Yeah.
Cool reveal. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're taking. That's.
Yeah.
I like that. That was cool. But we knew that. We
Right.
knew about I'll just say, the visions
Yeah.
from the end
Yep.
of season 1. And nothing else happened.
Yeah.
And we got introduced to Mad Max, I guess, which that
Some
is
new
not a spoiler.
characters.
That's nothing.
Right.
I'm assuming that's going to be a main character throughout the rest of the show. Halpert face. Also, when we got introduced to the other during the heist at the beginning. So that does intrigue me. Shout out to Paul Reiser getting work again.
Yep.
Mad About You. I actually loved that show way back in the day.
I did too.
It was way past our, because it was more. I mean, it was like a rom-com TV show, but it was like, I don't know why we watched it.
I have no idea. I don't even remember anything about it. But I remember
It was Helen Hunt and
enjoying
him.
it. Yeah.
Boy, Helen Hunt's career never. She had Twister,
She did Twister, and that's
and
about
then
it.
that was it. Wow.
No, she did something else after Twister.
I feel like she
I
must
think.
have, but I can't think of it.
Oh, wait a minute. Is she related to Bonnie Hunt? I just realized they look
They
very
don't-
similar, and they both are named Hunt.
I mean,
And
they
they're
could
both-
also be stage names.
It's possible. I wonder if they're probably sisters. I never thought about that.
Maybe. Oh, I got a haircut too. I did that.
Oh, big. Oh, and tell the people what today is.
Oh yeah, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I mean, not today for you, but today for us. A couple
Today
days ago.
for you, tomorrow for me. So I am 36. Go ahead with the jokes, Logan. I appreciate it.
He ordered a beer today and didn't even get ID'd.
Yes. Jess said, that's because you're really old. And I said, thank you, honey. Fat Tire. Shout out to Fat Tire. That's one of those beers that I still have that I used to love and I still have a taste for.
Speaking of which, we've talked about this on here before. I tried again.
God bless you.
We saw that the bar had Winter Lager on tap. They didn't have much on tap, and I wanted a beer, so I went with Winter Lager. This used to be my favorite beer. Like, when this came out, I was just, holy crap, it's out. Yes, I'd go get, like, a case of it.
I get a keg every winter.
And now it's just, I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
For me, it was last year when I was like, oh, man, I don't like this
for
anymore.
Me,
last year for you.
But no, we both kind of came to the conclusion, like, yeah, we don't really like this anymore. And I think it's because I've really just developed a taste for IPAs.
Yes,
and
definitely.
It wasn't bad. It was fine, but it was not. It was okay. It was okay. I don't know why I used to love the beer. I don't think they changed the recipe. I think my taste changed, and that's it. But
I think both our tastes changed.
It was fine. I don't know.
I will say that's the only drawback to Rafferty's is that they always only have Killian's or like Coors Light or Bud Light or something, and then they have like now they used to only have two, but back in the day I loved Killian's. So when we lived across the street, I would go get Killian whenever we went there so often. I'd get Killian's all the time. Loved it. Don't love it anymore.
Yeah,
it's okay, but it's really just like a red colored Coors Light.
Kind of.
Like it says it's an Irish red. It's not an Irish red.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only drawback is they don't have a very good beer selection. You would think that they would have come around on that, but they have not. That's the only drawback. So anyways, yeah, I'm old. It's my birthday. It's a big deal. Oh, I did an experiment this whole year. Actually, for like the last probably year and a half. I don't like every time Facebook is like, it's person X's birthday, I have not wished like anybody a happy birthday
I saw
this
that.
year.
I'm like, oh, please let that be a leaf.
I haven't wished almost anybody a happy birthday on Facebook. I've gotten like 20 happy birthdays this year. So it is being reciprocated. So now next year, from this day forward, I am wishing everybody a happy birthday when it pops up. And then I will see what happens next year. If I go back up.
See, I got
to like
quite
80
a few.
or 90
I mean,
or
I barely use Facebook anymore. But
Right.
like, I got quite a few. I mean, I don't even know how many I got, but like, they were coming in throughout the day. And it was people that like I don't even talk to anymore.
Of course, yeah.
People that I literally haven't talked to in years. People that I never even really knew that well to begin with. And it's like, oh, I guess that's nice of them. They said happy birthday. But it's literally like, it makes me think of The Office and Dwight. Like, it's your birthday. Actually, that's what Cerrito wrote. He wrote, it's
Did
your
he really?
birthday.
That's awesome.
But I mean, he's doing it tongue in cheek. But other
Yes.
people did it, and they literally just said like, "Happy birthday,"
Amber.
lowercase, like not even.
That's
not,
Amber.
No Sean, no
It's Amber.
exclamation.
I love you,
no,
Amber, if you're somehow Amber Louine. Every time she says it's happy birthday.
It may
it's
have
just
been.
happy birthday.
Yeah, just lowercase h, lowercase b,
I'm
maybe
like-
a period, maybe not even a period, but no exclamations, no capital letters, no, just happy birthday.
Just put a little bit of effort
Right,
into it.
at
If you're
least-
going to take
yeah.
the time to type it, just say. And then the funny thing is when you get random happy birthday messages on LinkedIn, I'm like, I know.
Oh, I don't even go on.
I know
LinkedIn.
nobody on LinkedIn. It's popping up happy birthday, and it's all the automated. They just say wish so and so
Click this
happy birthday, so
button
you
to-
click it.
yeah.
I'm like, this is so stupid.
That's funny. I should go on LinkedIn and see if I got any.
It's so stupid. I need to turn off my notifications for LinkedIn. I don't even know why I have it. So yeah, the reason I was able to start Stranger Things last night and why I will now be able to hopefully watch it. I don't know if I'll get through this week because there's a nice little DLC pack coming out on Tuesday that I cannot wait to play. Stay tuned to episode 100 for my thoughts and hopefully Sean's thoughts on the Frozen Wilds of Horizon Zero Dawn. Hopefully these things are working because it's windy.
I think that'd be fine.
I think they're working. Sean and I both, I'm guessing you haven't played anything else this week because I haven't. Sean and I both beat Super Mario Odyssey. I got right to about, right at about 10 hours.
Okay. Oh, see, I don't even know what I'm at.
I've manually kept track of it because the Switch hasn't
okay.
updated. We haven't played it for enough days yet for it to tell you how long you've played.
So, do you want to keep the spoiler free or do a little spoiler warning?
I think we keep the...
There's stuff that I've seen that I don't even want to spoil for you. So,
okay.
let's just not even...
Yeah, let's not talk about...
No spoilers.
that
No
last
spoilers. You're
part.
fine.
I definitely don't want to spoil the end. Not even
Right.
the ending. the whole like last half hour.
Right.
If you care at all, I'm talking with my eyes closed. If you care at all about Mario, don't let it. And you're playing this game. Oh, I saw Logan beat it today, so I need to DM him. Don't let it get spoiled for you. Oh my God! But okay, so let's talk about it before then. So yeah, we won't do any spoilers. It's not like it's The Last of Us or something, but which I had spoiled for me. Oh, the wind's blowing that way now. That'd be nice if it stayed that way. What'd you think?
Of the game in general,
In
or
general,
the ending?
and then the ending and whatnot.
I think I've seen enough now to be able to officially
Oh boy.
give this
Dramatic
a hair or a spider web.
Dramatic pause.
God, as if this even really matters. But I take it very seriously.
No, it does matter.
God. I want to give it a 10 out of 10, and then I'm like, I don't know. Like, if it's not a 10, it's a 9.9 out of 10. There are certain little things, and it's been the same way with every Mario game. And I noticed it today while I was playing. He just always seems like he's running on ice, and it's even worse when he is running on ice.
Yes.
There's like this mini game, which I don't really want to spoil. I mean, maybe I don't care. There's a mini game in the beachy one, the beach area, where it's like beach volleyball. Did you do that?
I didn't try because I was like, I've got enough moons. I'll go back and do it at some.
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's just,
what?
It's just weird looking.
We need more.
You have to just return the ball.
Keep talking.
I think 15 times to get a moon.
Watch out.
And
yeah, I'm dead.
And
whoa, I'm dead.
And like the ball would be coming and it's going to the opposite side of the court. And I'm like, I better start running over there. And it's like a freaking Looney Tune. And all of a sudden he's like, before he starts moving. I'm like, just run. But it's always been like that in all these 3D Mario games.
That's why I asked if there was a sprint button.
Right. It's almost like sometimes you just want to get a move on. And it's like he's doing the little Wile E. Coyote thing. And before we start, it always bothers. Like,
I understand.
The Zelda games aren't like that. Why is Link able to just start running like that, but Mario needs to, like, I don't know. But no, the game is so much fun. There is, I mean, I know there's no trophies and stuff on Nintendo, but the game has really, truly just begun when you beat it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'll stop there. I don't want to give any spoilers anyway, but when you beat the game, first of all, when you think you're almost at the end of the game, you're not. I mean, you are. When you think you're about to beat the game, you're not. And then once you have beaten the game, you're nowhere near done with the game if you really care to.
The funny thing that I thought about when that happened was all the jokes, and this might be a minor spoiler if you've been following us for a long time, all the jokes I've made about what Fast and Furious is going to do next.
Oh.
And then Mario did it. I was like, I never saw that coming. That is
I
hilarious.
actually kind of did.
Really?
Because
has that happened in any other one?
No, but
if you got to do a spoiler warning, do a spoiler warning.
All right, spoiler warning for like literally 20 seconds. We'll do this when we're done.
Okay. Spoilers.
So if you care, I'll give you a few seconds to hit the pause button. I know maybe you're driving, maybe you got to do whatever. I'll let you find that pause button, but
if you're watching on iTunes, just click the 15-second forward twice.
Yeah, I'll keep it to 15 seconds.
And
ready?
Go.
Okay, so you go to the moon.
Correct.
I kind of wondered if that was going to happen because the whole throughout the game, whenever you see the world, the moon, it just always seems like the moon was always there, and it was always like it just seemed like it was always there, and I'm like, I wonder if there's a reason for that, and then I kind of thought it might happen, and it did.
I didn't pick up on that. Okay,
but
spoilers off.
But yeah. So what are your thoughts? You went into this game very not hesitant, but what's the word?
Anxious.
Yeah, just a little unsure of.
Kind of like how I am about this fire right now.
Right, it's getting very big.
It's getting very. That's what she said. I can definitely say that this is my most favorite Mario 3D game of all time. It's the only one I've played. But that would be selling it short. The ending is just so perfect. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but the whole, you know what I'm talking about. And if you've beaten it, you know what I'm talking about. If you grew up on Nintendo and everything, it is just so perfect. I got so like, oh, I can't believe this is happening, that I screwed up. Like I was going the wrong way on the two. I'll just say the 2D part. I went the wrong way because I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Well, I just made a jump. You should have gone left, and I went right, and then it fell.
Okay.
So that was just amazing. I'm definitely not going to 100% this game because I can't get 800, and it's actually like 900 moons.
Well, I don't know if I am either because I think I talked to somebody in some of the post-game stuff. I think that's where it was. Maybe even been before that. I feel like somebody mentioned something about amiibos.
Not for moons.
I thought it did.
No,
because
I watched Gerard's review and he completed the whole game 100%.
Okay.
No,
good.
the amiibos though, they're pretty awesome. Like if you get the
you can
Peach,
get new outfits.
Oh no, they're way more than that because it's basically cheat mode. If you get the Peach wedding amiibo, and you get a life up heart every time. Excuse me. Every time you boop it, you get a life up heart.
You get a life up heart every time. Every time. You get a life up heart every time.
Every time you boop it, you get a life up heart. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I tried using my 8-bit Marios. Because you can go, the thing's called Uncle Amiibo. So after you beat the level, the little amiibo thing pops up. You go talk to him. You can boop an amiibo on there, and he after 5 minutes he'll show you like the area. I never waited for it because I just went to the next world. But he shows you like an area where the next moon might be or something.
Oh, okay.
And then if you just use it anytime, if you just push right on the D-pad and you do your amiibo, it gives you invincibility for like 15 seconds. That's the only way you can get star power in this game. I think you can use any amiibo for that. But that's all I tried. But the best thing I can say about this game, what I write down here, even if I don't end up going and trying to 100% this and doing all the post-game content, this game has already blown away my expectations.
Yeah.
It's not a 10 out of 10 for me. I've got too many issues. Like the main issues are the controls.
Yep.
The like you said,
but not that this excuses it. That's how it controls almost identically to like 64 and Galaxy. That
yeah, where it's like you're Fred Flintstone when you start playing.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
So I'm a little bit more used to it than you are. That's why I don't think I find it quite as annoying. But it's just I don't know.
The other main problem I have is the forced. Doesn't that moon look awesome? It looks like Castlevania. The forced motion controls. And I say forced because they essentially are.
That's one thing I've noticed when you try to do the stupid 360 hat thing.
Yeah.
I notice it more when I'm playing because I have played it handheld a little bit.
Okay.
But even when I'm playing with
you
the Pro controller,
it and then do the left
I
stick.
shake it up and down. I mean, I shake it side to side.
Yeah, I go like...
But it's as if I shook it up because he goes, whip, and he throws his hat straight up in the air. I'm like, well, that's the point. I got enemies all around me, and I'm doing this.
I can almost never get the hat to go up, and I can never get it to go down, but I also don't know what the point of throwing it down is.
I didn't even know you could throw it down.
You go, and it's like Kung Lao or something, and it goes, and then it comes
I didn't
back.
know you could do that.
But I don't know. I haven't found any moons where you needed to do that, so I have no idea what the point of that is.
Right.
The other thing I wanted to ask you without any spoilers, the enemy, when I told you before I got to the ending, it was like, OMG, 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 OMG. When I said there's a point when you're like, okay, now I got to play it, the enemy.
That you can, yeah.
Once I saw that
I was like, please let me capture him.
in
Please
3D,
let me capture
I was
him.
like, that's when I was just like, okay, this game it just went up another level. I never thought I would have that reaction seeing that enemy, but man, it was so cool.
So, unless it's that, and if it is, you can leave it at that, but what I'm curious what your favorite capture was. I mean, I think just for the sheer like, oh, that is cool, was the T-Rex. But
Just
as far as
because,
just general enemies you can capture, I think my favorite was in I guess near the end, the little pokey beak bird that you can like stab into the wall and then flick yourself.
That was so useful. Yeah,
that was probably my favorite.
I loved the bullet bills. Just because, and when you got to be the big bullet, the Mama Bill or whatever, Papa Bill, I guess
Mama
it would be, not Mama Bill. That was cool. The one at the end was something else.
Yeah.
I didn't go back and look at my list to see how many.
I missed quite a few.
I
mean,
assume I have, but I wonder
but
if there's new enemies in the post game. Is what I'm wondering.
I don't think I've seen any, but
I don't know. The game, it's not a 10 out of 10. Oh, and yeah, so the running is annoying. The motion controls are annoying, especially when there's so many unused buttons, whether you're playing handheld or in the Pro Controller. Like,
there's
L2
two
and R2
buttons
do the
that
same
throw
thing.
your hat. There's two
Yes.
buttons that jump.
Yes.
Like,
you could have done, and there's and Z targeting. We talked about that last week. Z targeting.
and like, so why do you have to hold duck and hit Y to do your little roll when I got two buttons that don't do anything? I mean, they do the same thing as other buttons. Why couldn't X have just rolled and A done your 360 hat? Like,
or just have Y is throw your hat and X is up and A is down and B jumps. Throw your hat up with X, down with A.
Yeah.
That would have made such a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, the controls are not great. And for whatever reason, I loved in Zelda, once you kind of talked me into it, the motion controls for like aiming, like the bow and arrow and stuff.
It was...
I didn't care for it in this. It wasn't as...
When you were the tanks, I hated it. It seems like he wasn't moving at all.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe there's a sensitivity you can change, but I didn't... Yeah. But no, I think the controls are by far the weakest aspect of the game. I guess that's true. I would say the gameplay is a 10 out of 10. The controls, there's some things that could be improved.
Yeah, for all my gripes and saying it's not a 10 out of 10, I haven't played a game that I smiled this much, I don't think, ever. Like, I didn't smile this much in Zelda because there was parts where Zelda was very frustrating. This game was also very easy. That's another thing. I felt like when I died, it was because... Oh, and speaking of controls, the one thing, and I still cannot get it, I've seen people with these videos online where they jump across like a mile-long gap, where they jump, flick the hat, land on the hat.
I've done it a few times, but I can't...
Every time I jump off the hat, he doesn't throw it again. I cannot figure it out, and it drives me nuts. There's like these big gaps I want to go across, and I cannot figure it out.
I don't know if you have to. You may have to do the midair like
I do that,
dive
but then he
thing.
dives, and he's like, because you can't throw the hat once you dive. So I don't know if you. I think what it probably is you jump, is you throw the hat, jump onto it.
You have to throw the hat. You need to throw it immediately, and then you like dive onto it, and then you need to throw it again and dive. You basically throw, dive, throw, dive, throw, dive.
Yeah, I think I did dive, throw, dive. I bounced and dove. I didn't throw it again.
Yeah,
that
you have to
must
throw
be what
it before you die.
I want to just go to a cliff somewhere and be like, okay, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how. There's nothing. Maybe you'll tell me that you've seen it, but remember how we said there's these power moons that are like a mile up in the sky, and we're like, I don't know how to get there. And somebody said, well, in post game, it'll all make sense. There's no Tanuki suit or a P-wing or anything that I've found that would let you get up to some of these that seem like they're completely. Now maybe there's like an albatross or something from Mario 2 that you can take control of and go up there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say the post game stuff is fun. I realized way too late, because I never did it once during the game. I never used the Odyssey except when the game told me to. I didn't go back to any worlds, whatever.
I went back to get the T-Rex because I missed him the first time.
So when you get to the post-game stuff, it again tells you need X number of moons, or the Odyssey needs so many more moons. I'm like, oh, so I can't leave this place until I get so many moons, and it's a lot of moons. So I'm like, well...
Oh, you can't leave that place?
No, you can.
Okay.
I just thought you couldn't, because it was saying you need more moon. And so when I had already gotten some moons, and then when I threw my hat at the thing, it would take the moons, and then that would be it. I didn't realize that once I no longer have moons to give, I throw the hat
Then
at
you
the
jump
globe
on
thing
it and go.
again,
Yeah.
and that so I eventually realized, oh, I can leave, because I'm like, I can't find any more moons,
Yeah.
and I'm still a lot short. Like what? And then once I found out I could leave, then now I went back to the beginning, and I'm gonna kind of make my way through the worlds again.
I think that's what I'm going to go back after I do enough in the thing after the ending.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Cascade and try to get everything and just see how far I get before I'm like, okay, I'm done for now.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? Oh, I saw on Reddit somebody somehow, and I don't know how this is possible, made a looping video. He had saved up like hundreds of moons, and then it was like 400 moons or something stupid. I don't know how that's even possible, because I think you have to give your moons in when you get on the Odyssey to go somewhere else. I haven't found a way to just go to the Odyssey and just say, take me somewhere.
Right.
And it's just like he throws it and the moons go, and it is so cool. Like it's like
I did that, but I was only at, I think I got up to like 60 something.
really.
Not 400, but
Right.
like 60. But even that was cool.
It was so cool to just see
yeah.
it go and go
Yeah.
and go. So overall, I love this game. It's going to be fun when we do our top 10 games this year.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult.
I think I'm locked in on my top 5. I'm
In
probably
order?
I think so.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be very interesting Tuesday when Frozen Wilds comes out to go back to Horizon, and then hopefully when the Zelda DLC comes out to go back to Zelda. Because it's like, I think I have forgotten how just perfect that game was.
Yeah.
Because I went from that to Horizon, and I was just so over the moon excited for Horizon, and I loved it so much. And I really never went. I went back to Zelda here and there when I was just bored, like waiting for my tires to get changed or something.
Right.
But I didn't get the heroes. I didn't do the heroes path trials or whatever they're called because I didn't pay for the DLC yet. So it's going to be interesting to go back to that. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get the news of the week?
Let's do it.
Got quite a bit this week. It was a pretty. Oh, that light it's wobbling in the wind. It was a pretty busy week, which I didn't expect, but it all started with Paris Games Week. Now, most of you had already seen this because we recorded Sunday night last week. Paris Games Week, the Sony show, was that Monday, so you probably know all this, but still, we want to talk about it. First off, was this just a pointless press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think it was very pointless. It was pointless. I shouldn't say it was pointless. It was pointless because the way Sony built it up to say this is E3 Part 2. And if E3 Part 2 meant we're going to show you the exact same games again and still not give you dates, then yes, it was E3 Part 2, but whatever. So let's talk about the big one first. The Last of Us Part 2 trailer and the controversy around it. What did you think? Who do you think the chick is? I know who I think it is.
I know who you think it is.
Because I tweeted it. So.
I don't know. I think it...
Because they're talking, it's like there's something in her stomach or something, which could be Ellie. But then, like, I don't know, because I was trying to think back. So Ellie, I think
timeline.
it was 20 years. I'm pretty sure from the time, no spoilers, The Last of Us begins to the part of the main game, I'm pretty sure it was 20 years. And Ellie was like 14. So that's 6 years into the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So it could be.
It could be.
But I just don't know. But then it's not like those people would have known, like, oh, you've got the...
Right.
You've got the savior or whatever in your belly. You know, nothing like that.
Right.
So, I don't know. But I also think it's way too obvious that it's her mom.
I think it's going to be somebody that's somehow very important. I don't know that it's... Yeah, it almost seems too obvious that it would be her mom.
It was annoying me when people were saying it was Ellie. I was like, that's not Ellie. Ellie's not a bodybuilder. And this lady doesn't have this... remember, Ellie got the tattoo to cover up where she was bitten.
Right.
We saw that in the last trailer. It's not Ellie. Come on, people.
I mean, it looked beautiful. It had... I mean, for as much as I don't watch the show at all, it had a very Walking Dead kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was confused because when they ended with it, I'm like, okay, this has to be Last of Us. And then I'm watching, I'm like,
I was like,
I
oh,
don't
this
know if
must
this
be
is Last of Us.
I was like, I think this is
and then I'm
Days
like,
Gone.
oh, okay, this is
Yeah.
Last of Us. But
again, they've painted themselves in this corner. Why do you have two, and as much as I don't like to call it that, zombie games from first-party studios in development at the same time? Why do you have Days Gone and The Last of Us both going on like at the same time?
I
That's
mean,
why I was
Days
like,
Gone
what the hell?
is a zombie game.
It is a zombie game, yes.
I would say Last of Us is just a... I mean, it is, but
It's a clicker game.
It's... Yeah. Yeah. It's more of just like a post-apocalyptic game. It doesn't strike me as zombie. And they're not really... I mean, what is a zombie? A zombie doesn't exist. Whatever. But I wouldn't even
That's
call
what you
them...
think.
I don't consider them zombies. But
No, I don't either.
And even if they are, it's... I refuse to call it a zombie game because zombie games are stupid. Sorry. They're just not
I care
good.
nothing about Days Gone. I could not care any
What about
less
Metal Gear
that
Survive?
game.
No, I'm just kidding.
Go check last week. Nick got a kick. Well, Nick Shafani got a kick out of me and my freakouts. What did you think about the controversy, the trailer and all that other stuff? I get that it was violent. Like I thought they were going to cut away when he started hitting her with a hammer, but he
I
didn't.
thought it was
like,
going to be a... And then boom, she gets shot
Yeah.
or something.
And then I was like, oh
oof,
my,
yeah.
oh my. But I will say,
yeah.
I had way more of an issue with the Detroit trailer and seeing a dead young girl that her dad just freaking murdered. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? That I didn't need to see. I had
Yeah.
way more of a problem with that. Maybe it's just because I'm a dad. Maybe if you're heartless and you don't care, like you didn't care about that. But I get that it was just shown. But you could have done this to fix it. Let me just say, I could not care. I care more about Days Gone than I do Detroit. That game is so up its own ass that sorry, YouTube, don't demonetize us. It's so up its own ass. It's a David Cage game. It's just not. It is not for me. Some people are so excited about that, but then I hear from people like I think it was Alana was talking on Podcast Beyond last week that she's played a couple times at events and it does not control well at all.
Really?
Like I would much rather play. It's like it's trying to be an up its own ass Telltale game. I would much rather play Batman or Guardians of the Galaxy or something that is not so stressful that you still got to make decisions and stuff, but it works than to play this game. So what did you think about the trailer and the controversy and everything?
I don't get the controversy. I mean, it definitely caught me off guard when they actually showed it, just because it seemed like it was
a lot.
Yeah, but it also just seemed like... I mean, if nothing else, I'll give them points for showing it, because I just saw, okay, here we go, and then, I'm going to get shot, or something's going to happen, or maybe it happens and they just cut to black, whatever, but then when they actually did it, I was like, oh, well, okay, I didn't see that coming, but more power to them. Do different is good, people. Just because it's not something you normally see. And it was a little violent, but I don't know.
Grabbed the cover with my bare hand.
Nope, that would be bad.
I've done that before. Halloween a few years ago.
But I don't know. I don't get the controversy. All in all, I'm... This is right up there. I'm not going to do it because it's been difficult enough doing it with Star Wars. But this is another thing that I almost kind of just want to avoid all trailers for.
I will say...
Like nothing... I don't need to see anything else. I'm going to get this game... I'm as excited as I can possibly be. Nothing you can show me is going to make me more excited. Just, I don't even want to see it. But
I will say I like the first trailer more. Just that's so simple, and Ellie with the guitar, and then just I'm going to kill every last one of them. Like that got me so hyped. Yeah. This was just like, okay, we know it's The Last of Us. It's dark. It's whatever. There's going to be other characters. I don't think it's going to be other playable characters. Like I don't think we're going to play as this bodybuilder lady or anything like that, unless it does turn out to be Ellie's mom, or maybe Ellie has a freaking sister or something. Who knows?
Right.
Unless it's something like that. But obviously they showed us these characters for a reason. It's not to just say this is the rest of the world is violent too. Like that's not it. So we also got a new Spider-Man trailer. We did not get a date because they're still just saying 2018. Thanks, Sony. The prediction right now, that game's not coming out next year. Not even in the fall. That game is not coming out next year. Also,
you may be right. Yeah.
I like the trailer. I like that they focus on Peter Parker because we know you're going to play as Peter Parker in this too. It's not just a Spider-Man game. It's a Spider-Man and a Peter Parker game. You also play as Mary Jane. That one part of the trailer where she's ducking down, you do play as her. I wonder if you're going to play as Miles Morales. I don't know, but it's cool that he's in there.
I don't know enough about Spider-Man, the comic book universe to know. I mean, why would it even make sense to play as Peter Parker and Miles Morales?
No,
do they exist? Does Peter Parker die, and that's why Miles Morales?
Yes.
Okay, so then I don't know.
But now I don't know. Again, I don't know enough either because Marvel. Oh, you didn't go see Thor yet?
No, probably next week. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm aware.
Higher than Wonder Woman.
Batman Superman's at 27. And it's a better movie. And I'm going to watch it again this next weekend, and I cannot wait before Justice League. God, I'm so nervous about Justice League. I am so nervous.
Well, you were nervous about Mario, too.
Yeah, but it's Nintendo, and
Well.
it's Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
There's a track record, and then there's a track record. I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, so I don't know either the lineage of Miles and if he had anything to do with Peter before he became Spider-Man.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The one thing I did notice, I don't care about Mr. Negative. I hope he's not really the main bad guy. Like, you see Kingpin in it going to jail and stuff. Don't care about Mr. Negative. He's just weird. Shocker's in it. Shocker's stupid. What else? The character models look kind of bad. I don't know what. It's super early in development. Obviously.
It's very. Yeah.
When you just see Spider-Man, he looks great. But then when you actually see Peter Parker's face and Miles Morales' face and stuff, I'm like, ooh, that something just looks not like PS3. I'm not going to say that. But it just looks off.
Right. But yeah, it's very much early in development.
Ghosts of Tsushima was announced. It is the new Sucker Punch game. Okay.
I didn't even see it, but I don't care.
It's an open world samurai game by Sucker Punch, the guys that did all the Infamous games. So
yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good. It doesn't really appeal to me. We got a new God of War trailer and not a release date. So basically, PSX is just going to be the release date press conference. Is what I have to assume that they're doing.
Probably.
God of War trailer looks great. Like you were saying with the other stuff, I don't need to see another second of that game. I just need it to come out and get my hands. Podcast Beyond, they were predicting May. I think it's still going to be March because, like I've been saying forever, every main God of War game has come out in March, so we'll see. But it still looks beautiful, of course.
And I predict that it'll just be called God of War.
You're not funny because that's what it's called. You're making fun of my predictions. iPhone 10. Stupid.
The iPhone.
But before they did the main, so there's other stuff that was at this conference, and there was like VR sizzle reels and stuff, but it's not really worth talking about. Before the conference, they did a pre-conference show, and there's a bunch of indie games there and stuff. The big ones there is Guacamelee 2 got announced. Yep. You can play 4-player co-op, which looks fun, and Spelunky 2 got announced. A lot of people are saying, like, that's awesome. I've got Spelunky because it was free on PS Plus. I've just never played it.
I've never played it.
I'm afraid to play it because people just like speed running and like the game never ends. It's procedurally it's not that it never ends, but it's like you can play it forever. That's why some people seem like they were surprised that they're doing a second one.
Yeah.
We did also get, after the conference, we got a release date for Shadow of the Colossus, February 6th. Perfect.
That was awesome.
I
kind of forgot that was even coming. And then when we were both watching it at work separately, and then I am being said, is this Shadow of the Colossus? And I was like, holy crap. Yeah. I had totally forgotten we were even getting that. So I can't wait for that.
And it's only $40.
That's awesome.
I was worried it was going to be
That's a steal.
60.
Yeah.
So 40 or 32 if you pre-order on Amazon, which I will definitely be doing. I cannot wait to play that game. Anything else that you want to talk about at the press conference?
No, I don't think so. We hit the big ones.
Yeah. The other thing that was at the press conference was another trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn, Frozen Wilds. Again, the DLC is coming out this week. We finally got some details on the DLC, and it is everything I was hoping it would be.
Yep.
About 15 out. Well, let me just read this first, and then we'll go through the highlights. This comes from IGN. I have a sneaking suspicion, and so I don't know who wrote this. I forget. I didn't write that down. That Guerrilla Games knows that a lot of people didn't finish Horizon. After watching a hands-off demo of its Frozen Wilds expansion, the onus seems very much on adding more for those who might have been distracted while progressing through the game, offering new rewards, quality of life improvements, and, most importantly, the ability to make snow angels in photo mode. I love that. The Frozen Wilds is an estimated 15-hour chunk of extra material set in a bowling ball of new... What? I don't know what that means. Set in a bowling ball of new territory in the far north of the main game's map. So it does sound like it's... You don't have to, like, take an airplane to wherever this is.
Right,
You know? Its story runs concurrent with the main game, centering around the mystery of the so-called Daemon, Hatfield, a hidden force which is frenzying machines, setting up tentacular tentacular control towers that can repair and buff enemies, and making gorgeous blue smoke below from the Death Mountain-like volcano at the center of this new area. It'll also offer a more focused look at the nomadic Banuk, or Banuk, I forget how you say it, tribe.
Banuk.
Guerrilla makes clear that there's a lot more to it than just one core story, however. The new area is typically gorgeous, aside from that volcano. Aside from that volcano, it's a sun-dappled vista of mountains and valleys peppered with stranger sights, from the Bannock's rainbow-hued dive pools to a frozen, wind-swept tallneck. Side quests will apparently offer more meaningful rewards than the core game. I like that. From the electricity-spewing new Storm Slinger gun to the ability to make modifications to Aloy's spear. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That was like my one complaint about the skill tree was I can't upgrade her spear. I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
The Frozen Wilds make some subtle changes, too. The developers stress that conversations now feature better mocap and more dynamic camera work. Thank you for listening to us. Although this only applies to the expansions chats, sadly. Makes sense. They're not going to go back and re-mocap everything. The snow in the new area looks better, too, emulating something of the bewitching sparkle of Journey's sand. One addition does carry over to the core game, however, a new skill tree. Traveler is essentially a web of unlocks to make your life in the world slightly easier. It's an odd choice. Expanding your inventory and allowing you to pick items while mounted are definitely welcome changes, but making you spend hard-earned skill points on them feels a little miserly. I mean, I'm at level 50,
Right.
and they bumped it up to level 60 also. According to developers, the area is tuned for mid to late game around level 30. What that means is for those who have already leveled up to 50 remains to be seen, but it certainly looks challenging. The new Scorcher enemy mixes up brutal melee attacks with the ability to rain floating mines in your path. Those who finish Horizon will certainly look to be getting a sizable extra selection, and the new story is at least intriguing, with the bulk of the changes here aren't necessarily pitched at those in the endgame. This is the only Horizon expansion, blah, 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 blah. I'm so excited for this. 15 hours. For this DLC. Uncharted, The Lost Legacy was like 6 hours, and it was a $40 full release game.
Right.
So the highlights I wrote down. So 15 hours, Snow Angels, the new skill tree, better mocap, and upgrades for Aloy's spear. Are you going to be playing this on Tuesday, or are you going to still be playing Mario? What do you think? Did you order it yet?
I didn't order it. I don't know that I'm going to get it right away.
Okay.
Part of me is just... I definitely want to play the game, but I remember that the game took me a while to really get into. And once I did, I loved it. It's possible game of the year for me. But now that it's been so long, and not much, but I've played some Zelda since then, I feel like I'm going to have to relearn everything all over again, especially now that I've been playing.
You can't climb.
Right. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as bad as I'm expecting it to be in terms of how long it'll take for me to just kind of relearn how to play. But just the thought of it's like, I don't know if I want to mess with it right now.
Yeah.
It may be a post-Christmas game for me, but
we'll
see. I definitely want to play it. I'm glad that it's it's basically a full game.
Yeah. I already bought it when it was on sale for PS Plus when they first announced it for $15 instead of $20. I bought it. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'll be playing. That's why hopefully tomorrow night I can get through like 3 episodes of Stranger Things or something, and then play Frozen Wilds. But I'm also worried that I'm going to be like, well, okay, now I need to just watch all Stranger Things in like 2 days and just be done with it. So we'll see. But I'm so excited to play it. Got some updates on Nintendo sales numbers. Over 7.6 million Switches have been sold worldwide already. This is through September 30th, I believe. So more than a month ago. The lifetime sales for the Wii U was 13.5 million. So it's already sold half of all the Wii Us. Essentially half.
I mean, that's astounding, but at the same time, it almost seems like it already should have outsold the Wii U. Like, I don't really know. I don't know.
I won't be surprised if after the holidays, if it does.
It may by the end of the year.
Because my original prediction was it'll hit 10 million this year, and that still might be correct. But now they're actually, like, I've seen them in stores. They're on Amazon. It's not like Wario doesn't have to tweet about it anymore.
Right.
You know, it's on Amazon. You can just order it. That's awesome. They finally caught up. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I think they'll definitely hit 10 million. I don't know that they'll hit 13 million by the end of the year.
But
But
probably
again,
by the 1 year, by early March of 2018, I bet it's
right. By the end of their fiscal year, I bet it'll hit the Wii U's lifetime sales.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey has sold 2 million copies in 3 days.
Wow.
It's awesome. It was the fastest ever selling Mario in the U.S. It sold 1.1 million in the first 5 days. You got to think 1.1 million. The Switch just has 2 million in the U.S. because we talked about that last week, I think. So over 50% of people already have Mario. Again, I don't know how it's not 100%.
Right.
It just could be people are waiting because we're getting close to Christmas and stuff. Who knows? They could just be waiting and whatever. Parents might just be telling their kids, hey, and kids might not know. You know, I haven't seen any commercials for it.
Oh, I have.
You have? Okay.
Is
it the song?
It's like the real life. It's like real life people. It's like a real life version of like the mayor and like but then cartoon Mario's in there like dancing. Oh, every time I hear that song, I'm just like, I just can't. Oh, it's so good.
It is so good.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't think I was going to like it, but it is so good. What else? So the SNES Classic has sold 2 million units worldwide.
That's unbelievable.
I think in the same time frame, the NES Classic sold 200,000. Again, you can't compare though because there was no NES Classics out there. SNES Classic, they didn't flood the market, but they did such a good job. So 2 million, that's awesome. And remember, next year the NES Classic is coming back out. I still say they're going to add another 15 games.
They have
maybe
to
a
do
second
something.
controller or something. What else? Breath of the Wild has sold 4.7 million on Switch alone through the end of September. 4.7 million. Not counting
So
the
it's like
Wii
a 65% attach rate or
Yep.
so. And that's...
So you got to think that'll get over 6 million by the end of the year. That's going to
Yeah.
be more than Metal Gear Solid 5 sold. And that was on 4 consoles and PC.
Right.
You know. It's awesome.
It's just weird. I mean, I'm curious to see the updated numbers after the holiday, but who buys a Switch and doesn't have Mario and Zelda, or at least one of them?
But you got to think like maybe kids don't have Zelda. Mario,
I
now that
guess.
Mario's out, if you're buying a Switch,
Yeah, I guess Zelda, it's easier to see. Mario, I don't know how Mario doesn't have like a 1-to-1 attach rate.
it will end up by like next summer or something when they've both been out for long enough. It will sell more than Zelda. I predict.
Oh, it definitely will. Zelda, yeah. As much as I love it, it never
sells
that
like
well.
Mario. So that's awesome. Nintendo keeps kicking butt. That makes us happy. Just keep doing it, Nintendo. We're glad you're not going away. Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting an Explorer's Edition coming out Black Friday. It comes with a game, a 100-page guide, and a 2-sided map for $60. It is not a Game of the Year edition, though. It doesn't come with both DLCs. That I was surprised about. I'm glad because the second DLC hasn't even come out yet.
Right.
But it was kind of surprising. And also, for some reason, they're doing a 2DS Ocarina of Time 3D
2DS
bundle.
Ocarina
And it's not
3D.
even the new 2DS XL or whatever the nice one is. It's the crappy,
non-folding,
weird rectangle, huge one. So that's weird. But if you want to play a 3D Zelda game on the 2D Nintendo DS and it's the bad one, just go for you. I don't care. I mean, go for it is what I meant.
How much is it?
The normal price, $79.99.
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal. I just don't like the form factor of
that's
the
terrible.
2DS. It's just not right.
That one.
Yes. The new 2DS
Yeah.
is perfect. If you don't have a 3DS and there's so many good games on that, just go get a 2DS. You don't
need the 3D. It does nothing.
Some sad news. HouseMarque, the makers of Resogun, Nex Machina, Super Stardust, Matterfall, and others, is moving away from arcade shooters. They said that, quote, there's no paying audience for games like this. Basically, they were saying is everybody, like these games critically do well, nobody buys them. Everybody played Resogun because it was PS Plus when it launched.
Right.
So everybody that had a PS4, and it was like a month or two after the PS4 launched, so everybody got it. But people don't buy it, and that sucks. They do such a good job. Like, I did the beta for Nex Machina, and I liked it. I never ended up buying it because it was just too difficult.
I mean, that's what's happening with a lot. I mean, it happened with beat-em-ups. Nobody buys beat-em-ups anymore. Nobody really buys, with the exception of, like, Street Fighter. Nobody
Yeah.
really buys like fighting
Marvel
games
vs.
anymore.
Capcom sucked.
And it's barely. I mean, it's like a new generation of fighting game, which I mean, I guess you got to evolve, but yeah, I think we're going to continue to see that. Like we said, what was it, a couple episodes ago with, or was it just last week with the Amy Hennig, the Star Wars?
It was last week. Well, no, it was 2 weeks. Well, it was 2 weeks ago, and then a little bit of and then Schreier's story was last week.
Oh, okay, yeah, but like I think you're going to continue to see that, and all people want to play these days is
Destiny.
multiplayer, first-person shooters. I don't know, whatever. I'm not bitter. Just expand your
Horizon.
horizon.
Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
A couple other quick items here. Rocket League on the Switch got a release date, November 14th. Great game. I don't need to get it on the Switch because I got it on my PS4. But it's awesome if you don't have it and you have a Switch. I think that'll sell really well on there.
That's
the
perfect for the Switch.
But the only thing I do wonder about, though, is the whole... the way you have to play. That game is so heavily based online. The way you have to play... It's free right now to play online, still on the Switch. But the whole chat thing is still just such a cluster that I wonder how it'll end up doing because of that. But
right.
Metal Gear Solid 5 got a PS4 Pro patch more than 2 years after it launched and a year after the PS4 Pro launched. Props to you, Konami. I'm shocked.
PS4 Pro's been out a year?
Last October, a week after PSVR launched.
Holy crap.
Yep. But I'm shocked. I mean, again, thank you, Konami. I'm shocked.
It doesn't affect us at all, but...
And I did see, like, Digital Foundry's thing said it's not an actual 4K, because I guess the PS4 Pro, a lot of people are finding out it doesn't actually really do 4K. Like, it's not even... It does more like 2K, and this is 1440p, which is less than 2K. It's like... It's better... But I would have rather seen them, if they're going to do this and they got this processing power, like fix the pop-in and stuff. Like sometimes if you're running, and I know it because I just played it again, last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. When you're riding around on that horse or you're driving a vehicle and you're going across the terrain quickly, you see there's lots of pop-in.
Right.
I still hate that I wish they wouldn't have put that game on PS3 and 360. I think that's what
part of the problem, yeah.
And that's why it sucks that we're not going to get Metal Gear Solid 6 from Kojima on the Fox engine, because I would have liked to see what the Fox engine does. Like the report said, like if you play Metal Gear Solid 5 on your PC and it's a high whatever, like a great PC, it is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so dense and just everything is just perfect. But that's not what the PS4 version is. But again, thank you, Konami, for actually putting a patch out for it. We also got the PS Plus games for November. I call this month a draw. This month sucks for Xbox
it was not good.
And Sony. PS4, you can get Bound, where it's like a ballerina side-scrolling journey wannabe kind of game that just I don't care about. And Worms Battlegrounds. Not PUBG, Worms Battlegrounds. PS3 gets R-Type Dimensions and Ragdoll, Kung Fu, Fists of Plastic. Shout out to R-Type, because I used to love the R-Type games, but I'm never going to go play it on my PS3. I'll probably add it to my library in case I ever just decide to play it, but whatever. Vita is getting Dungeon Punks, which is also cross-buy with PS4, and Broken Sword 5, the Serpent's Curse.
Nothing I want to play.
So this month sucks for both, but I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 was free in October, so there was nowhere to go but down, I guess is what I would say. That's been the news of the week, but it's not the end of the podcast. Why is that, Sean?
I guess because it's time to play the It's the Back of the Box Challenge.
If you didn't know, the Back Box Challenge is how we end the podcast here every week on the Two Player Co-op Podcast. What this game is we look at a previously released retail version of a game. We look at the back of that retail box and read the description aloud to the other player, bleeping out any pertinent information that would give the game away or make it way too obvious. Then the other player gets to ask some follow-up questions that must be answered in yes or no fashion. They can ask as many as they want because the points aren't real and the questions don't matter.
The questions do matter.
The questions definitely matter. I will never get that right. I don't know why, but that's the Back Box Challenge. That's what we're going to do right now. I think I go first this week. I think I read first because your phone was dying last week.
Okay.
I think we've done this game before. So if you get it in about 2 seconds, that's why. But I wanted to do it anyways. I don't care. Ready?
Ready.
In his greatest blank adventure, Blank faces off against his evil rival Blank, who has captured Blank and turned it into his private playground. To toss Blank off his ill-gotten throne, Blank must search all new worlds for blank, blank, and blanks that unlock the gate to Blank's castle. A mob of monsters, old and new, seek to stop him. Along the way, through blanks, Blank can nab blanks.
Blank and what blanks?
Blank can nab blanks.
Oh, can nab.
Blanks and blanks for extra power. And if he eats the blank, he'll turn into a...
Is this a Kirby game?
Blank. No.
Is it a Yoshi game?
No.
Okay.
He'll turn into a high-flying blank.
But you eat stuff and gain their powers?
You eat one thing and gain its power.
Oh, okay.
The battery pack saves your game in progress in this biggest blank adventure yet.
So is it a Super Nintendo game?
No.
Genesis?
No.
Is it NES?
Nope.
Game Boy?
Yes.
But it's not Kirby.
No.
Is it a
I blanked out so much because otherwise anything gets it away, I think.
Is it a first party game? I mean,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Nintendo game.
Yes.
Is it in the Mario universe?
Yes.
Is it Super Mario Land
No.
2?
Yes. I think we've done it before, but then I looked at Super Mario Land, and that's the one with like flying lines and all this other stuff that I was
That
so...
one was weird.
I was shocked
Yeah.
that you got it so quick. I think that game actually takes place on Earth for some reason.
Yeah,
Doesn't
there's
it?
like the Sphinx.
go through Egypt and stuff,
Yeah.
To toss Wario of his ill-gotten throne, Mario must search all new worlds for 6 golden
I
coins.
don't
that
remember
unlock the gate
Wario
to
being in.
Brimstone's.
I thought Wario was until like the third one.
No, the third one was his game. This is where he's the ultimate
that's what
bad
I'm
guy.
thinking of. Okay, yeah.
Through 6 zones, Mario can nab power mushrooms, superstars, and fire flowers for extra power. And if he eats the magic carrot,
Spider
was there a spider?
under the tripod. It looks kind of
Under
big.
the tripod. He'll turn into a high-flying hare. So Super Mario Land 2.
I think we did do that one.
I think we did.
Because I remember that.
The 6 golden coins.
All right.
I knew you'd get that pretty easily. I still feel bad from whatever it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, Okami. That's what it was.
All right, here we go. The land of
Before time.
the land of Holodrum
Hollow Drum.
is slowly withering.
Is this
Onox,
Parappa the Rapper?
No.
Sound shapes?
Onox, the
Onyx?
That's Onox.
Okay.
Maybe it's pronounced Onyx.
I wouldn't think so.
The General of Darkness has imprisoned the blank and is draining the very life out of the land. With the blank in tumult and the forces of evil running rampant, the world looks for a hero and finds blank.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Rocket Knight.
His quest won't be easy. He'll have to master the blank themselves if he's to turn back the evil tide.
If I could turn back the tide.
Can I read any of this?
16-bit game?
No.
8.
Yes. Wield the blank. I can't do that.
Is it a Nintendo game?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It's not Kid Icarus. Do you play as a human?
Yes.
Does your name start with an R?
No.
It's not Rygar. I don't know why I want it to be Rygar, and I can't even remember if that's an actual Nintendo game or if it's a Konami game.
I don't think it's a Nintendo game.
Did this series continue on past this? Was it did it end up becoming a series, I should say?
Yes. Spiderweb.
You play as a human. It went past 8-bit. Is this series still alive today?
Yes.
Do you play as a young boy in a green tunic?
Yes.
Is it a sequel?
I mean, it's not the original.
And it's 8. Did this come out on the Nintendo Entertainment System?
No.
Okay. Does the game take place in a dream?
No.
Oh, there's a spider shooting webs somewhere around here, and that really freaking freaks me out, man. Okay.
Probably that one. Oh, he's gone.
Is there is this game split into 2 different games?
This game.
No, you know
is
what
not.
I mean. Does this game have to do with summer, winter,
Yes.
fall, and spring? Is it Oracle of Seasons?
Yes.
Wow.
I thought I could be pretty generous
completely lucked
with
out
those
on that being-
names.
No, I didn't know any of that.
No, I knew you wouldn't. That's why I'm like, hey, I don't have to bleep. You know, if I
Right.
said the land of blank, I figured you might think it was Hyrule. So I'm like, I'm going to go and throw these words out there because I know they're not going to be
Hollow Drum.
HOLODRUM.
Oh, like a HoloLens.
Hollow drum.
Interesting. Did you play those? I forget.
I played one of them. I never beat it.
Should I play Link's Adventure on my Pi?
Link's Adventure.
Or Link's Awakening, sorry.
Yeah, it's
Worth playing through.
it's no Link to the Past
Or even
Link
a
Between
Minish Cap,
Worlds.
I would guess. Altano says that's probably his favorite Zelda game, which blows my mind.
It may be better than Minish Cap.
Wow. Okay.
It's worth playing. It's a pretty good game when you think that it's an 8-bit
Yeah.
handheld system. Like it's a full legit game.
Yeah.
It's worth a play.
I think eventually I'll play through it. I need to get to a part where, games stop coming out when I can go back to the Pi. And I
Right.
will give Terra Enigma a try. I will. I'll get through the friggin' village to
You
where I
have
can
to.
actually fight somebody. I'll give it a try. Well, the fire has gone out. That means it's the end of the podcast. This has been
Time that perfectly.
Yes, this has been episode 99 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, remember, next week, episode 100, live stream from the Sean residence. Sunday the 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, live on youtube.com/2playercoop.
I should probably
Clear that with
mention
Brittany.
that to Brittany. If she actually watched the podcast anymore, she would know about it.
Yeah, really.
So it's her fault.
She probably turns it off for the end. Tell her when you get home.
I will. I think I've mentioned it in passing before, but she probably doesn't remember that it's
Yeah.
next Sunday.
Well, if you didn't know, we are part of the Nerd 901 family. Go to nerd901.com for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe. By the way, also, shout out, go check out, I don't know what his URL is, but check out Blurred Without Fear, our buddy Ernie, who does the Pixels and Papers podcast.
He's doing great work.
He's blowing up on YouTube. His channel's taken off. If you care about comics and comic book movies and all that other stuff, but really more, I would say more actual comic books, go... Oh, you're looking for something to flip.
I got a lighter.
Dear God.
That's safe.
Go check out Ernie's channel. He's starting to blow up. He's getting a lot of visibility. That
Hopefully
guy,
I don't blow up.
I told him, I remember when he got to like 50 subs, I was like, dude, just so you know, you are going to blow by us. He's like, no, I'm trying to catch up with you. I was like, dude, you are going to leave us in the dust. I can just tell. He's doing a great job. Go check him out and everything at nerd901.com. On Twitter, you can find us. I'm at KevinWhite24. He's at Real Sean White. My back's itching. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. Of course, hopefully you're watching us on YouTube. If not, go to youtube.com/2playercoop. And again, like we said, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button over there. Share the video with your friends, family, relatives, and all that other stuff. If you like audio, and I know Sean does, you can check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and audio services all around the world. And of course, we have a Facebook page that we never update. Facebook.com/2playercoop gaming. Go over there and see all the stuff we get tagged in by Nerd901. Don't flip it like that, because they do their job when we don't. This has been episode 99, and until episode 100, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing. Oh God, that almost hit me.
That would have hurt. That really would have hurt. That's not a little pen. You should have aborted.
That caught my hair.
I saw it and I was like, I can't even talk. This is scaring me so much.
That would have hurt.
You'll probably catch it on episode 100.
Probably. Hopefully. Probably not.
That's it. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it in post.